We are here as a delegation from UNHCR and UNICEF, and we had the opportunity to meet with His Excellency General Jabir to talk about the serious humanitarian situation in Sudan, about the importance of humanitarian access throughout the territory, both cross-border and cross-line. The government of Sudan has taken a number of steps to facilitate access, including not just access from the east, so from Port Sudan, but also to allow the openings of Tine and Adre. And we spoke about the importance of having the UN and humanitarian staff be present throughout the national territory, including in places like Kadugli and Zalinji, in addition to the strong presence that we have in the East. As UN agencies, we committed to respond to the needs of the Sudanese people, including the food insecurity that the country is facing, but also to address issues related to education, protection of children and women, issues related to sexual and gender-based violence, and to commit to continue with our humanitarian response.
We also spoke about the grave situation of forced displacement. As you know, Sudan is probably one of the countries in the world which is experiencing the largest number of people displaced. It's more than 10 million people displaced in the country, and more than 3 million people displaced outside the country in neighboring countries, refugees, but also nationals who went back to their country of origin. But we must make sure, as my colleague said, that we have access to those who are displaced in the country, throughout the country, but that we also have access to the close to 1 million refugees who are still here in Sudan despite the circumstances, about 875,000 people. We must first thank the fact that despite the current situation, Sudan continues to provide asylum, but we must also understand the particular vulnerability of these people in the current situation. We must make sure that we continue to have access to them. We also spoke about the situation of Sudanese in neighboring countries. We have to continue to mobilize the resources that are required for them to be provided with protection and assistance. And we must also thank the countries in the region which continue to provide asylum to the Sudanese refugees who are forced to flee. At the end of the day, it's all about humanitarian access. As my colleague said, we are humanitarian actors, and regardless of the situation, we must continue to be able to provide assistance to populations who are actually victims of the current conflict. So that's what we discussed with General Jabir, and we are pleased to hear from him a commitment that the government will continue to ensure that the humanitarian access is provided to populations throughout the country.
Lastly, we focus on the special needs of children. Every Sudanese child has been affected by the situation. And we focus both on psychosocial support to children, but also the importance of education and resuming learning throughout the national territory where possible. It's important that we do not lose a generation, that young Sudanese boys and girls have an opportunity to continue to study in this country.